Two tiny kittens started their lives inside a hollowed-out tree during a storm, fighting to survive. Today, they're a bonded pair of snuggle monsters who literally vibrate with purrs so loud they can shake away all your worries. This is the story of All That and a Bag of Chips. Yes, you've heard it correctly, these are their names. Let's rewind to a few months ago, when heavy storms were battering the area and two incredibly small kittens were tucked inside a tree, desperately needing help. A compassionate woman and her neighbor discovered them during the downpour and brought them inside. But they quickly realized the kittens required more specialized care than they could offer on their own. That's when Amber, a neonatal kitten fosterer with Cats for Life, got the call. But here's the thing. When that message came through asking if she could take in two newborns, Amber was going through one of the darkest periods of her life. She had just lost her beloved cat Phoenix, and anyone else might have said no to taking on more medically fragile babies during such a painful time. But Amber said yes, because sometimes, when everything feels heavy and dark, what you need most is something good. And what could be better than baby cats? She picked up the kittens in the morning of the same day she lost Phoenix. The timing was heartbreaking and perfect all at once. These two tiny lives arriving, just as another one departed, gave Amber something to hold on to when she couldn't find reasons to hold on for herself. The kittens were around 3 weeks old when they came into Amber's care, and they needed intensive, hands-on attention. With Amber's attentive care and proper nourishment, their eyes began to clear up, their energy returned, and they started gaining weight at a steady pace. They had appetites like you wouldn't believe. These babies demanded their bottles with the intensity of miniature tigers roaring for their next feast. Once their bellies were satisfyingly full, they'd flop dramatically onto their blankets and curl up together for a well-earned nap. The tabby girl was named All That, and from the very beginning, she was bold and self-assured. This was a kitten who knew exactly who she was and had no doubts about her place in the world. Her brother received the full name A Bag of Chips, though everyone calls him Chips for short. Chips was described as a scrungly little hot mess boy, but what he lacked in elegance, he made up for in pure determination. Even at his weakest moments, he never stopped fighting. At around 4 weeks old, All That and Chips hit that absolutely delicious stage of kitten development, where they suddenly realize they have bodies, and those bodies can do amazing things. Running, jumping, swatting, playing. It's like watching tiny fuzzy computers boot up and discover all their capabilities at once. They were discovering the pure joy of being cats, and it was a beautiful thing to witness. Amber watched them grow stronger every day, and she couldn't wait to see what incredible cats they would become. Once the kittens graduated from bottle baby status and started to eat solid food and use the litter box on their own, Amber made the difficult but necessary decision to hand them off to another foster home. This transition is an essential part of the fostering network at Cats for Life. Amber specializes in the neediest cases, the bottle babies who require round-the-clock care. By passing older, more independent kittens to other foster homes, she frees up space to help the cats who need her specific skills the most. Now enter Amy, who would become the next stepping stone on these kittens' journey. In their new foster home with Amy, All That and Chips continue to blossom. They transformed from wacky bathtub residents into full-fledged couch companions. These two loved being close to their people, whether that meant perching on a warm lap or curling into the crook of someone's arm. All that developed into a sweet, adventurous girl with the most incredible markings you've ever seen on a tabby cat. She also sports the cutest black ear tufts that make her even more distinctive. She's fearless and always takes the lead between the two siblings. If all of that could crawl inside your skin to get closer to you, she probably would. This is a cat who believes personal space is just a suggestion. Chips grew into a goofy, lovable boy with the loudest purr you'll ever encounter in your life. He's a touch more reserved than all that, but incredibly friendly and never one to turn down a cuddle opportunity. If you're doing something, Chips wants to be right there doing it with you. He's the ultimate companion cat. Their curiosity combined with their boundless kitten energy turned them into professional mischief makers, pulling off playful antics that kept their foster family thoroughly entertained. They're bonded in that deep, undeniable way that some sibling cats achieve. They look for each other if they're ever apart, and when they sleep, they wrap around one another like pretzels. They can't imagine life without each other, and honestly, why should they have to? It seemed like everything was falling into place when All That and Chips met what everyone thought would be their forever home. But life had other plans. The potential adopter discovered they had a cat allergy they weren't previously aware of, and heartbreakingly, the kittens were returned to the rescue. So here these two extraordinary cats found themselves, back in the foster system and searching once again for their permanent family. And here's where things get frustrating. Brown tabbies are incredibly common, which means they often get overlooked in favor of more unusual-looking cats. Also, older kittens lose that tiny baby cuteness that makes people impulse adopt, so they move slower too. All That and Chips had some odds stacked against them. But let's be crystal clear about something. These are not ordinary cats. At 5 months old, they're still very much playful kittens with plenty of adorable factor left. All That is spunky and fun, and Chips is the sweetest cuddle bug with a purr that could power a small generator. They were bottle babies, which means they were hand-raised by humans and are completely comfortable being held, snuggled, and manhandled in the best possible way. If Amber didn't already have 5 cats, All That and Chips would have found their forever home with her in a heartbeat. That's how special these two are. From a hollowed-out tree where they fought to survive a storm, to the comfortable indoor life where they flourished into an inseparable pair of affectionate house cats, All That and Chips have come so far. They've beaten the odds, overcome their rough beginning, and grown into precisely the kind of cats that anyone would be lucky to have in their lives. They deserve the world. Or maybe more than the world. But since that's not really feasible, we'll settle for giving them the world. All That and a bag of chips. 2 names that sound like a punchline, but 2 cats who are absolutely no joke when it comes to being extraordinary. Now they're just waiting for their people to find them and take them home where they belong.